Hey everyone, thanks for joining us for the Day One podcast. I'm Brett Nord.
I'm Adam Daly.
We are back with another great show. We've got a lot to talk about.
We do. Some good updates. We've got an interview where we actually have someone live in the studio, which is the first time ever on the Day One podcast. Very exciting.
Emily Robison.
Yes.
Emily,
Welcome,
so
Emily.
glad you could be here.
Thank you.
It's kind of fun. Like you said, first time we've ever had someone with us. We have to be on our best behavior.
Yeah, and wear pants.
Yeah. Well, sorry, everyone. Sorry.
It's going to be good.
I set the tone early. It is my own home, and I am not wearing shoes, so I hope everybody doesn't hate that.
Not a problem.
But yeah, exciting times. Great update is coming out right now as we speak. It's a phased release. It started last, Thursday? And 4.2.2 is out on the iOS and macOS app stores. If you don't see the update immediately, it will be available over the next couple of days.
Tell us what's in it.
I will. One, very exciting, we've added PencilKit support to the drawing tool on day one. So that's very exciting. Now you can access multiple different drawing tools, including an eraser, that whole wonderful, beautiful palette of colors. It looks really great. So try it out. I put up a new article or new screenshots on the drawing article. If you go to help.day1app.com, you can see that information. Template orders can now be rearranged. Just grab the little hamburger icon and move them around. Dark mode has been put back into iOS. Right when iOS 13 first came out, we were relying on the system setting. Now you can go into the day one settings again and choose to use the system setting or your own custom schedule. So that's exciting. Oh man, what else? I'm looking through all these things. Improved drag and drop on the iPad when adding photos. That's a big deal. And we are also now, I think this is important too, we're now auto-creating an account for users if they are, or if they don't have an account already. Because we want to get people signed in at the very least, and if you are Plus or Premium, your data will be syncing. We want to do everything that we can to protect your data.
Yes.
So that's starting in 4.2.2 as well. What else? Ooh, did everyone know you can now tap on a photo in the activity feed? You know how they were kind of small? You can tap on it now and see a bigger version.
Yes.
Isn't that exciting?
Nice.
Ah, man. I know we've been waiting for that one. That one's great. Oh, sorry, it's a long press on the thumbnails, but it will give you a bigger version of the photo so you can make the right choices. Okay? Anything else? A lot of fixes behind the scenes, back-end fixes, so we're excited about those.
Yes.
Yeah.
Some updates on templates, some things coming.
Just
Still working on Mac.
Mac templates are still being developed. We've had plenty of questions about that, but as far as I can tell, I mean, not that it can't be improved. We've had great feedback about templates, so we'd love to hear from you. Like, what do you love about them? Hopefully, you're commenting on the Day One community page and talking to each other about different templates. So I know we saw some early on, but keep that up. Share what you're doing and what works for you and your routines, and you guys, we can all bounce ideas off each other. So,
Are you finding that users are having different templates on the phone, iPhone and iPad? Or
no, not
across the board?
necessarily.
Similar?
They want syncing, and the templates do sync. They should be syncing. If they're not, give us email or chat. But usually, I've seen that it's the same. So they're using the same templates. We have had requests for like accessing multiple templates with one Siri shortcut for the same journal. That's not supported yet, and I get that. Like, somebody wants to do a morning and an evening using the Siri shortcuts, but they want it to go in the same journal. Anyway, that's not supported. It's one Siri shortcut per journal on the templates or voice recording and stuff like that. So
Good.
we should write a book, just like a huge manual of just, here's all the things you can do, because there's so many things, and I think some of them are hidden.
Yes.
Not like purposefully trying to be obscure, but like as you get to know the app, and it took me, a couple weeks to realize if I scroll down in my timeline and then I tap the timeline icon again, it scrolls me to the top automatically. That's just a cool little hidden feature that's not necessarily apparent, but just a lot of cool stuff in Day One that just keeps getting better.
Right.
That's all.
Yes.
Yeah. That's pretty much all I have. I wish I could give more details on Android and web. I can tell you this: we are working on PDF export improvements, trying to get the layouts to look more like what they do in the entries. That will impact book printing as well, so I'm excited about that. We know some people are still experiencing some book printing issues. We're still trying to work through those. It just takes time, you know. Everybody, take off your watches. Just put away the time and don't think about it. They'll come. We'll get this stuff done.
That's right.
Anyway.
Speaking of time, I'm glad we have a lot of time to talk to Emily because
Yes.
I've got lots of questions for her.
Perfect.
Yes, it's going to be great. Emily is local to us here in Utah, and we had a little get-together with some of our users that use Day One a lot and met Emily at that dinner and had a great discussion. And she also has followed up with a Instagram story. What was it, a week ago?
Yeah.
A couple weeks ago, and shared a little bit about the way she uses Day One and her favorite features. And I thought, what a great time to have you back and to get more in depth.
Yes.
Thank you so much, Brett, for having me.
Yeah, of course. It's going to be fun. Tell us a little bit about yourself
Oh, my.
before we get to your Day One stuff.
I live locally here in the Salt Lake Valley. I enjoy working a lot. I enjoy education. I like people. I like pets. Wasn't prepared to answer this question, but
why it's fun.
I
That's why I
like
like it.
things, Brett.
That's it. That's great. And that's what you're passionate about.
Yeah, I like just anything I can like. I just want to like it more than anyone else. Basically, just anything I can do, I've got to just do it better than anyone, or I'm not going to do it at all.
Competitive side. I like that.
Yes.
I like that.
Do you want to co-host this show?
Well,
You're better than I am already.
this is already an amazing setup. I was thinking like, oh, I should make a podcast, but only if I can be like number one, or
Sure.
else I'm not going to do it at all.
That takes a lot of climbing, from what I understand, and money money.
I'll find a way.
Tim Ferriss just tweeted me and said he's worried. He's concerned because you're coming to the scene.
Well, watch out.
Podcast. Yeah, awesome.
Wait,
Good.
can I just get on that train then? Anyway.
Yeah.
Well, you have the setup. So
See?
in,
Look, I got the
Yes.
equipment.
She will
you
use
come
you
up with
for
the
your
premise.
equipment.
Yeah, we'll do this.
All right.
Or I'll produce it or something.
Yes. Okay, now Day One. You feel more comfortable because you were prepared to talk about Day
Yes.
One. Let's do that.
Okay.
You started with Day One,
Yeah.
2012.
yes, I've been using it for so many years. I didn't even realize how many years. When we had our dinner, the girls I was sitting next to asked how long I've used it, and I didn't even know. And I looked back to 2012. That's wild. 7 years worth of journal entries and almost consistently writing every single day.
Nice.
So, man, it's so fun to look back at the years and years, gosh, and see the things that I thought were so monumental back then and groundbreaking, and it's so cute.
Can you share some of the content? Like, what were you
Oh
recording
my
back
gosh.
then?
Mostly
I don't want to get into the deep, dark secrets, but maybe some less deep secrets.
the thing I journal about most is just a summary of my day.
Okay.
So a high of my day, a low of my day. I make weekly or monthly or quarterly goals. Every single year, I like to recapture my year as a whole, look at my highs and lows of the year, look at where I am in relation to the goals that I set for myself and where I need to revise my goals so I can hit them in the future.
That's awesome. I've never been good at goal setting and goal attaining. I'm terrible at
No,
that.
that's why you don't
so-
do it.
I
Then
know.
you don't have, you make a goal. I mean, you complete it.
I'm going to make a goal to make a goal.
It's a start.
No, you really should. So there's the guy, one of the guys from Shark Tank. His name's Robert Herjavec. He was also on Dancing with the Stars. One of the things that he says often is that people underestimate what they can accomplish in underestimate what they can accomplish in 1 year. Wait, hold on.
Yeah.
Overestimate what they can accomplish in 1 year, but underestimate what they can accomplish in 10.
Okay.
And one of the things that he has said about himself as, a massive mogul in the security world is that he felt like he should have dreamed bigger. And so I think that's so amazing to see someone who, for where he is today, to say that he should have dreamed bigger.
Yeah.
So let that be
That's a
your
good
lesson.
point. That's a good point.
Adam,
Yeah.
make some goals.
It's a little obnoxious, though, for the guy that's already succeeded to say, oh, well, I should have shot higher.
Yeah.
Really?
I don't know.
No, it's inspiring. That's good.
Someday.
Yes. So I like your goal of being the number one podcaster in the world.
Yep.
That's,
Well,
In 10
only
years.
if I decide I want to do it.
Right.
I love that. I love that. It's a nice focus to say, didn't
It's
want it.
confidence. It's power. It's taking control. Absolutely.
Yes.
I like it.
Yes. So I'm curious, when you reflect back on these goals, do you tag them a certain way, or how do you go back to find them?
Yeah, I do. So I tag it everything. If I'm specifically talking about goals, I do use the goal tag. I have a tag that I use for goals. Let's see. Let me open up my apps to remind me of what I'm tagging.
Let's do it.
Yeah, I don't use a different journal for it. I just keep it in my same daily journal. And that way, I know a lot of people break it up and use different journals for the different things that they talk about, but I typically will just keep one consistently and use tags to more subdivide mine.
Yeah. That's great.
Yep.
You mentioned you have 4 journals, so share with us.
Yes. So, one of my journals is the Instagram that just is automatically imported.
Great.
Another one I have is a gratitude journal. That's specifically where I go and I only write like my positive daily things. Mostly when I'm in a grumpy mood. I find that that's when I need to write in my gratitude journal.
Yes, I'm the same way on that one. You know, if I
Sure.
well, and it happened, and not just like when I want to be grateful, but anytime I need to like just step away. Sometimes it helps just to pound the keyboard for a few minutes.
Right.
Yep.
Get your thoughts out there, and afterwards you're like, oh, okay,
Yeah.
I've worked that out. I can move on. So
Yes.
I think that's a fantastic idea.
So if you look at my gratitude journal and there's only one entry, it's because I'm happy most of the time.
I only have
You're just
13.
so lucky.
Not that I'm not disciplined. doing
Well,
it.
and you know what? When we were doing the gratitude book, gratitude
Yes.
diaries,
Yes, yes.
I tried to do every day, but then I
Yes.
felt like I was really stretching. I feel like if I can find something I'm really grateful for and describe why, that's a more
authentic.
positive, more authentic, more positive impact on me,
Yeah.
and how I express that outwardly. So I'm gonna stop worrying about like having to get one done every day. I got to look for that one little thing. Let me just let them come up naturally, and then record them as they come up. And I'm like, okay, that's more comfortable for me, and I don't feel the pressure.
Yep, exactly. Other than that, it's probably going to be the same thing most days.
Right, exactly.
Yeah, and then so I have my regular daily journal, and then the fourth one I have is a dream journal. I have some crazy dreams. Not aspirational dreams,
Right.
though I have those. The dreams that you have when you sleep at night, they're wild and they're so vivid. So I'll wake up in the morning and jot down a couple words, and that way when I wake up a little bit more, I can go and fill out the rest of my dream, and then I will look up the meanings of the dreams on like a dream mood site, and then I screenshot the meanings and import them as images into my journal.
Wow.
entries. So that's how I use dreams. That's probably like a really unique way.
I think it's awesome.
Yeah. Really
I've
fun.
never heard that idea before. That's awesome.
I was waiting for you to bring that up because I wanted you to talk about that.
Yeah, I love it. It's my favorite thing.
I wish I could remember my dreams better when I wake up.
That was
I
one of my
just feel like
questions.
blank slate as soon as I wake up.
Is it
I
a
don't-
skill that you get better at doing the more you document
Ooh, I don't know.
dreams?
You just have to like really be conscious to, as soon as you wake up, to jot down a couple things,
Yeah.
even if it's only 3 words, and you read those 3 words, you'll remember likely what you were dreaming about.
I like that. Okay.
Do you find repeating themes in your
Oh
dreams?
my gosh, they're all
Really?
repeating.
Wow.
And it's so wild because they don't even seem like they would be related at all. One's a tree and the other one is something entirely different. And then I always look them up and they all typically mean the same thing, which is unfortunate depending on, what they
Yeah.
mean. But yeah. And they're so funny that were you talking about the upcoming changes to the PDF, to emailing PDF? I email my dreams to a lot of people, like if they're in my dream or if it's something that someone will find particularly funny or interesting, I email my dreams a lot because they're just wild. It's a wild adventure.
Any positive or negative reactions to these said dreams?
Both. Some of them are great and funny and awesome, and some of them are just awful and horrible. It's just, but they're dreams.
Yeah, agreed. See, I had an experience once where my wonderful spouse got mad at me because I did something bad and mean to her in her dream, and I was like, "What?" Are you... She was grumpy at me like all day, and I'm like, "What are you talking about?" Anyway,
She should write it down.
we've done.
That's hilarious. Last question about dreams, because I'm really interested in this one. Any correlation to things you were doing before you went to bed that night? Something you ate, an activity you did with friends, a kind of a mood you were in? Any relationship to that or no?
Yes and no. Like a dream I had a couple days ago. It was about one of my friends' birthdays, and I couldn't figure out where that even came from. And but I was historically going through a calendar to look for a specific event in our work history, and I saw his name and his birthday. So I thought, oh well, that's where that came from, I guess. So both.
Okay.
Dreaming with Emily. That's one of your new
Oh my
podcast
gosh.
ideas.
Perfect.
Boom.
I would listen.
Actually, that's not a bad premise.
It's people would listen.
That is not
I
a
know
bad-
that they would.
Yeah. I would. And then you could tie in, hey, this is my dream, to have a podcast about a dream.
There you go.
Yes.
It's meta. Holy
Twofer.
cow.
That's right. So at the time you did this post, Emily, with our day one Instagram, sorry, you had 32 and 55 entries. So
Yeah.
3,255 and 2,033 photos. That's amazing. Do you have a streak going?
Yeah.
Ooh, let's see. My entries now are 3,299.
Oh my gosh. Yeah.
Okay.
So let's have a look at my streak.
Well, you're winning here.
No doubt.
I don't know.
You're the best at journaling right now.
Where do I see my streak again?
It's all about being number one for
It'll
her,
be
and
on
you
the
are
just
number
a
one.
main journal.
Yes.
Oh.
And then close this guy here.
That's right. My streak is 16.
Yeah.
That's not too bad.
No,
And it's not about streak, as I mentioned last episode.
Nope.
You've got
It's your own consistency. Absolutely.
Yeah, I think streak would probably stress me out more because then I would obsess about breaking it, and that's not what this journal's for. I don't need to add to my stress.
love that. Very true. You've got a reminder at 9 p.m.
Yes.
every evening. And is that picked the time because you're kind of winding down? Are you doing an evening routine, or just 9 o'clock is?
Yep, winding down for the night. Want to try to separate my day as I transition into going to sleep at night, and I customize my reminder to say what went well today.
Oh,
So,
I like
Okay, so using the template field then.
is it a template field?
Yeah.
I've been using it for like
No,
over
I
a
don't think so.
No, it's
No.
this is old. This
You
has
can
been this
custom
way for a
the-
long time.
Right. I'm just saying there were templates in the reminders, and then they were temporarily disabled, and now they're back, and they can support the full template things now.
Okay.
But if you already had it in there, it's still going to be in there.
Yeah.
But yeah, that's cool.
nice.
Reminders, I think, are a good way to get into a consistent habit as well. You
Right.
know?
Well, I was interested
If you're looking to do, a more daily kind of reflection.
Yes.
Can you do multiple reminders? Like, so I can have one go off every day and then also one go off once a week for those gratitude highs and lows?
Frequency. That's a good question. Repeat daily, weekly. Yep. You
Cool.
can.
There we
You
go.
can do them specific days or start of the month, end of the month.
And I can have multiple. Awesome.
You can have as many as you want.
Well, great.
We're not that far off, are we, from location notifications, like in the reminders app, where
Like
you could say,
geofence and
when
stuff?
I'm in my bedroom, remind me this, or when I'm in my car, on my hike, when I get out of the car and I'm like in the mountains, that's when I want to be reminded to
That's
journal.
actually a really great idea.
So,
That's a really great
They
idea.
sure seem to come up when I don't want to journal.
Yeah, you're like,
I get it.
okay,
I'm like,
come
later.
on, thanks. Mute.
Breathe. I'm already breathing. Pass. Skip
Oh
that
my
reminder.
gosh. I hate that.
It's so good for you, though. Come on, you two.
No, I don't want to be reminded to breathe or stand. I will stand and breathe when I choose to.
That's taking a stand.
I don't want my watch to tell me what to do.
I respect that.
Oh,
And
I like it, though.
I remember before I had an Apple Watch, there were watches that don't have any of that, and you can stand.
You mean
when
they
want.
just tell time?
Yeah.
What?
I'm gonna
Come
go
on.
back to that at some point. Swing back to the retro. Good stuff. Okay, so I wanted to also ask you with your daily thoughts. So you talked about what I did, where I went, who was there, and funny things said. Is that a template, or are you just kind of on your mind, in your thinking, just whatever you want to write down?
Just thinking, I just start from the beginning of my day and go until 9 p.m. But I am really excited to use templates for that. So I am
Yeah.
going to get that set up.
Yes.
Nice.
That'll be good.
We can help you with that.
What are
Yes.
some funny things that are said? So this is every day. You're thinking of something funny said every day.
Yeah.
Okay.
It just adds a high for every day.
I absolutely agree. I'm just like, I would be so terrible at being cognizant of that.
You're so funny all of the time. How would you? You should do the reverse.
I'm making
When was I not
arse of
funny
myself.
today?
That's what I do. Like, it's not
But we
purpose.
think it's funny, so you should record it.
It's not
My point.
purposeful comedic timing or anything. Just me being
We are
silly.
laughing at you.
Yes.
instead of
Okay.
with. Okay. That's
By
good.
the way, has anyone seen Joker? All right, we won't have to talk about
That's
that
not
tonight.
funny.
Oh, movies.
Let's-
segue over to movies.
Let's not talk about that.
Okay, so Emily, you talk about your short-term goals, long-term goals, accomplishments, annual reflection, and you mentioned that you tag those with goals. Do you use another app like a to-do app to help you with those goals, or to go deeper, or is that all your reflection in day one?
I use a to-do app, and that's just for my day-to-day. So outside of my day-to-day itinerary or keeping track of what I'm going to do each day of the week, I don't document anything outside of that.
Okay.
So I rely on day one for that.
Nice. And I want to talk about, because I know you're social,
Yes.
with social media. So how do you determine what you're going to put in day one versus social? Do you have a fine line, or is it a definite division between what's public and what's private?
Oh, everything's just very public with me.
Yes.
So real chill.
That's fair. That's fair. I love the shareable cards. Can I just say that?
Yes.
You tried those?
No.
I
Oh, you love
love
it.
them. Where's my
Yes. In fact, Marcus Boswell, who I love,
Oh,
very
yes.
active on the forum, and he did a video question. Did you see that? I love
Yeah,
that on Facebook,
yep.
which I thought was really great. And I get to hear his beautiful accent. I love his English accent. He mentioned that he would love to share an entry from day one to look like a journal entry.
Oh, yeah.
People are saying, "Oh, we use screenshots," but I think the story that you're just mentioning, the format
Yeah.
for Instagram, even though you're not doing Instagram, you can still send it that way.
Yeah, agreed. Yeah, so you can share this anyway. If I tap the share icon from an entry view, there's a modal menu here that says view as a shareable card or share entry. And when you do the shareable card, it puts one of the pictures. You can choose which one you want, with a caption, part of the text of your entry, and then a little logo, including maybe the location if you want. You can turn those off if you don't want those. And then if you tap the Instagram icon, it loads it right into stories.
What? I did not know this. Okay, I'm not sharing my entries then. In which case,
That's
I recant what I just said about being very public.
that's right.
Now you're even more public.
And it's
Now
and
you know
it's
this.
the portrait's length, so it fits the Instagram stories perfectly. You got the little logo, and then I can share it. Or if I don't want to, just quit on me. If I don't want to share it to Instagram stories, I can just share this as a card, in a text message or
That's amazing.
whatever. Yeah. They're really cool looking, and
beautiful.
I think there's more obviously that we can do there, just as far as like what I would like to see in there, or being able to manipulate the text a little more. But these are really cool. I like these a lot.
Oh, yeah. And especially that they're branded. Thank you for doing that.
Yes.
When you talk about what you'd love to see, how about
can
a
do
little
square, too.
a button on the output of the file that would play an audio cue? An audio clip
yeah.
that you have, so it's an interactive multimedia.
That would be fun. Oh man, technology. There's a lot of cool things in technology.
Yes,
That's me.
including technology that gives us feedback.
Yeah.
I love it. I want to ask you about actually to Adam Books to Brett. I'm sorry, to Adam Movies is to Brett Books.
Mm-hmm.
So you mentioned that you record books that you read in a
Oh,
journal.
yes.
Tell us about that.
It's just anytime I read a book, I will put an entry in my journal, and I'll write the favorite things I enjoyed about the book, or takeaways from it where it can enhance my life, or things that I'll want to remember. And then I will use a book tag. And it's fun to go back and look at the end of the year, like, wow, I read 25 books. And so,
That's awesome.
if you're an avid book reader, you'll never remember what you read about.
It's true.
There's just no way. So having one paragraph summary for every one of my books is really fun to go back and reflect on.
I bet it helps, at least to some degree, remembering some of the content then.
Oh, absolutely. Yep, the last book I finished here, it was I Am Malala. If you guys haven't read that,
Yep.
with Malala Yousafzai, and had a lot to say about that.
I'm sure.
You feel like you have a stressful day, but you're not have to walk past the Taliban. So,
Yeah.
Puts things in perspective.
it really does. That was a really good read.
Mostly nonfiction?
No, I do fiction as well.
Okay.
I try to cycle through like a biography, a personal development book, a fictional book,
Oh, nice.
and kind of cycle through those three.
I'm trying to get through Hamilton right now. Ron Chernow.
There's a musical. It's a lot easier to get the data.
That's the best way, in my opinion. I have the 4-disc vinyl down there.
Yes, I can see that. That's right.
Oh,
But-
wow.
No,
But I'm
his is
trying to read
supposed
the
to be- it's
biography.
based off his.
Yeah, and it's really well done. Like, it's really well written. It's just long.
Yeah.
It's long. It's like 900 pages. Well, on my iBook at least. But
Yeah.
Anyway. But yeah, that's a great idea. I love that idea.
When you mentioned takeaways, like a paragraph, made me think of James Clear, who wrote Atomic Habits.
Oh, yes. I love that book.
Me too, like one of my favorite books of the year. And his newsletter is so good, so you should subscribe to it. But he has a whole repository of books he's read with one line.
Awesome.
So one-line reviews, which I think is really clever. Because
Yeah.
I think that's hard to distill a whole book into one key concept or one paragraph, I should
Your
say. or
elevator
one-
pitch.
Yeah.
Yep.
Good stuff. Do you use Goodreads or any other kind of social component to your reading?
I don't.
Nice. So day one.
Yeah. I do keep my, like, a list of books I want to read. I don't use Goodreads. I hear so many good things about it. I have a Pinterest board for the books I want to read. I don't know why. Gotta bring Pinterest into this.
Is that still a thing?
Apparently, Emily's using it.
No,
They're all like
it was a huge thing like 5 years ago, right?
know, but-
Everybody was pinning everything.
Yeah.
But all my books are still in there from 5 years ago.
And that's great.
I can't escape that.
That's absolutely great. I was just curious.
Yeah.
It seems like, technology comes and goes, and
It hit
if you're not
the pinnacle, the pin
Yeah.
5 years ago, and
But yeah, I just haven't seen it as much lately.
No, it's not a thing.
Very interesting.
do you do a rating on your books, just in your own rating?
No, but I was actually thinking about posting a story of all the books that I've read and then rating them. And that way I could also make, an album of all my stories. So if anyone ever goes to my Instagram profile, they can see the books that I've read and what I'm rating them. And so it's great to know that you showed me that shareable tile. Now I'll just do it straight on the app.
What a
Yes.
great idea.
Yep.
Cover the book and nice.
That is so great.
Good fun. If we haven't shared enough tips and things with Emily, we're still going. We still got
we are.
more.
Yeah.
I loved her entry or her mention that she keeps track of the gifts she receives
Yes.
each year and birthdays.
Of course.
Yeah. And also the gifts that I give to other people too. Don't you feel like sometimes you might get someone the same gift for Christmas every year? So I write all that down in my day one, as well as the gifts that I receive. It's just really fun to go back and look at, oh wow,
Nice.
this person gave me this birthday gift 7 years ago. It's
See,
really
and
fun.
I was thinking something else. This just shows you what's in my head. When you said keep a list of things I've given to other people, it wasn't so I wouldn't re-gift. It would be so I could remind them. I gave you that. I spent $100 on that last summer. You don't remember? Well, let me pull it up.
Yeah.
I gave you a really great gift.
See this?
last year.
They probably exchanged it, Brett.
Probably. It's okay. I can't say I've never done that.
My family hates buying stuff for me because I either already bought it for myself,
Yeah.
or
Yes.
but that's okay. Like I
think you're doing them a favor, a service.
Exactly.
Because you're getting what you want. There's nothing worse than not getting what you want with a gift.
That's not what we're going for
Oh,
here.
okay.
That is not what we're going for here.
Oh, yeah. So get the receiving.
Yeah.
Sorry, I meant that. In the giving, not the receiving.
This is amazing.
You pulling up your...
Yeah.
The shareable card.
Yes. And for Christmas 2013... my friend Chelsea gave me a bottle of wine and a gold frame picture of us in Vegas together.
Nice.
Great gift.
Cute.
That is cute.
And I wouldn't have remembered when she gave that to me, but 2013.
See, I would take a gift like that.
I would too.
See, that's not something I would buy myself. Maybe except the wine, maybe.
A photo of yourself.
Well, yeah. Here's me in Vegas. Check it out.
And that one didn't have pants on, probably.
Yeah.
Or shoes, at least.
Right.
Okay.
Definitely not shoes.
That's funny.
I
That's
stay
awesome.
indoors all the time in Vegas. Just stay inside.
Safer. So I'm curious your workflow in finding that. Did you just do a search for a tag, all search entry for gifts?
I use a gift tag.
That.
So it pulls up everything so I can see at a high level
By
all
date.
my entries every year. Christmas 2016, 2017, 2018.
Love it.
Yep.
Man, there's just so much data out there.
Oh, and I love data.
Just
I
in
know.
Emily's.
I'm just thinking,
I
there's
love it.
so many things that I could have been recording this whole time, and here I am, I went and had a piece of pizza. I mean, maybe that's fun to remember later, but I love hearing ideas from other people because I'm like, oh yeah, that would be cool to remember that stuff. Like, I'm gonna start recording gifts now. That's
Oh, yeah.
genius.
One of the most absurd things I have in here is anytime I drove down this particular street near my house, I saw a cat. It was a weird thing. I swear I saw a cat every time. And I pointed this out to my husband, and he didn't believe me. So I started documenting all of the times I drove down the street and saw a cat.
With photos?
No,
or just-
because I was driving. I did not
Sure,
take
that's
photos.
good. Be safe.
But I did consistently document it, one for one, every time I went down and saw a cat, and it was 80%. So
Same one.
no, different
Oh,
cats.
okay.
It's but I called it Cat Road, and there was an abundance of cats.
Did you look that up on your dream site? Because that could be something
No,
symbolic.
I should.
Yeah.
Reminds me of the Matrix, where he sees the cat twice.
Oh, yeah.
Deja vu.
Or a cat 80% of the time on Cat Road.
See, you're
That's-
just stuck in a glitch in the Matrix. That's all it is.
Yeah, it's a random thing to track, but that's what's
No,
so
that's
fun about
hilarious.
day one. You can just track the most random things.
Yes. What are you tracking? Could be about anything.
I've heard from a lot of users that use it in different ways, and I'm continually impressed. And just I'm like, oh, I guess that is another use. I mean,
Yes.
I guess my perspective generally, day one is a personal diary, journal app. But there are a lot of different uses you could use for it that I think are fantastic. I've been doing all my podcast notes in day one, personal and professional. So
I've loved when Paul shares his concerts and movie tickets.
Yeah,
from
that
all
was an amazing
past years.
idea.
Tickets is one of my
Yes.
favorite journals, and I am 100% consistent on that one. I love my ticket journal, and I stole that from Paul and from Dallas. But these are some of my tickets here: concerts, movies, sports events. I love it, and then I don't have to keep these tiny little pieces of paper that are just gonna clutter up a shoebox or something, and I've got them all here digitally.
How far back do you have?
That's great.
I have found tickets back to 2000. What is this? Where's the year? Oh, I wrote it. 2000.
Oh, okay. So
Britney Spears?
you take your photos and then you backdate them yourself.
Yeah.
Oh, that's awesome.
Yeah. So I've scanned them in using a scanning app, and so it looks nice. Some of them look better than others, and then I dated them and tried to put in the location of where that was. So
That's awesome.
This was a movie in Aurora, Colorado that I saw in the year 2000, and I went to a Pearl Jam concert in November of 2000 in Idaho.
That's awesome.
So-
and then you write
You know
about
your
it.
seat.
I have written about some of them,
Okay.
not all of them. Usually, and lately I've been putting who I go with. So, a friend or family or whatever. So at least I'll have those things. But yeah.
Great.
Well, I've been putting plane tickets in there for fun.
Oh, that's awesome. I got that idea from Paul at the dinner, and so I started it. I have one entry since then. I'm only using my regular journal for it, but I'm going to break it out and do a ticket journal.
Yeah.
That's a great idea.
It's so much fun. I stole that from them, and I think it's a great idea. So,
I love that too.
and I've printed a book of it too, which I love.
Oh, that's so cool.
I'll have to get my books out in a minute, but yeah. Anyway,
Great.
so I'm not trying to toot my own horn. This is Emily's show today.
Yes, and lots to talk about. Emily. This is so good. And we haven't got to your three favorite Day One features. Do you remember? I can remind you.
Tagging, I'm sure, was one.
That was one.
Emailing PDFs was probably another.
Correct.
Ooh, now I don't remember my third. Uploading pictures.
It rhymes with we word.
What?
Keyword.
Oh, okay. Wow. Yes, that's
That
right.
made it
Keywords.
harder to think about.
I know.
Actually was. You're right. What was I thinking?
It caught me off
Is
guard.
that a hint or to make this
what?
harder? That was harder.
Keyword search. I love keyword search. It's almost like I'm using it as my memory, because you can't remember where you were or where you went that time when you had your friend's bachelorette party. Where did you go for dinner? And so I can type in enough keywords that I can look up historically where I was.
And it's not just because it's been a while since you couldn't remember. It's because of that night what you were doing. You don't remember.
That's
Maybe
I mean,
that's
maybe a
also
hybrid
true.
of the two.
Okay. So that's why you record it.
Yes.
It's good. And unlike our memories that are faulty, your entry is not, because you
Yes.
recorded it right then.
Yep.
Smart. Really good. Well, in fact, it was Hasma on Instagram that commented on your mention of that he thinks is the most underrated feature of Day One. That you could do a keyword search
we don't
through
hear
all entries.
We don't hear that one as much when we interview, at least on the show so far. But yeah,
Right.
No, that's absolutely great. I do that all the time. So this is my personal example. I love yours. Thank you. But I've taken a picture of all my sprinkler zones because whoever put in my sprinkler system did not do it in any sort of order.
Sure.
And so like 1 will be in the front and 2 will be in the back, and it's all crazy. So I went out and turned them on individually, took a picture of the zone, labeled them, and so now if I ever need to go, oh, what's wrong with this sprinkler zone, I can look that up in my Day One journal just by like sprinkler.
Yeah.
Go there, get the entry.
Love it.
Anyway,
Because you probably
cool.
have so few sprinkler journal entries.
like probably
I hope.
2.
Okay, good.
So I think that's a fantastic thing. I can always go back and know exactly where that information is.
I love it.
Yeah, that's practical.
Good stuff. Those are my questions. We've gone through all my questions.
And
Emily.
this has been a great show. I think well timed, and thank you for joining us today.
A
Thank
lot
you
of
guys for
info.
having me.
Yeah, it was a blast.
Anything
Good
else?
times. Well, this is my last podcast. I'm decided I'm gonna. No, really is my last one. But my joke is that I'm gonna join Emily on the Dream podcast. The two of us are gonna do it.
Good.
Yeah.
Good.
Well,
I'm producing this.
You're
okay?
going to ride the #1 train.
You can't
Yes,
get rid of
I'm on
me.
it.
You guys can be the host, but
I
I'm
do
targeting
need-
number 2.
You've got to do fulfillment.
I'm producing.
Yes.
I'm producing. Okay.
So you're gonna pick that up.
I'm interested in this.
But on a serious note, I want to thank you, Adam. It's been a lot of fun together, and for Day One giving me the chance to do this. And Paul, thank you, Paul. Thanks to all the listeners. It's been great.
Brett.
And I've talked to a lot of folks with their discussions on Zoom, and I appreciate those discussions. They've been a lot of fun. So thank you, and best to everyone.
You will be missed
Thank you.
very much, sir.
Appreciate it.
Thank you so much for all that you've done, Brett.
Likewise.
You have pretty much pioneered
fun.
this podcast.
Hardly that. But
He
thank
does
you.
most of the legwork, and I
That's
appreciate him.
really not true, but I appreciate that.
Modesty.
It's been awesome. Thank
Modesty. Anyway,
you. What can folks do for support?
they can contact us if they need it. You can check out the links below. I actually put the links to our help guides and to our support contact options. So if you need assistance, check out the links below. Most of you probably do, are aware. But join the community, everyone.
Yes.
I know there's some... We've talked to some people. I know there's personal reservations against that platform. I get it. But it's a really great community. It's closed. So it's just members getting together, users getting together and talking about their experiences and how they can get the most out of it. And the idea is just to help everyone really get the most out of journaling. Some time ago, I don't remember exactly when it was, but Paul changed our category from a productivity or a lifestyle app to more of a health app, I think, for good reason. There's a lot of evidence that shows that journaling can help with mental health issues. Not like serious trauma or stuff like that, but like helping with memory, helping overcome anxiety and depression. Like not, I don't know. I don't want to say I'm like some sort of medical professional here, but there's a lot of great stuff that can come from journaling. And so we deeply believe in all of that. We want everyone to have a great experience with it and really get the most out of it. So that's why we have these things available, the podcast, the community page. We want to help users really enjoy that. So
Yes.
Anyway, thank you so much. Thank you, Brett.
Thank you, Adam.
Your service has been amazing. Emily, thanks
Emily,
for joining
great
us.
time.
Thank you.
Yeah, it was a lot of fun.
Yeah, and we'll
Take
see
care,
you next
everybody.
time.